Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rebecca and I've got two young boys, Jamel and Joel. Ignore the facts that I'm like super dressed up. I'm supposed to be like going to my older cousin's birthday party, but I'm super early, so I thought, why not record a YouTube video? I've actually been meaning to do this for a while as well, and I just thought, since Mother's Day is coming up, and if you're watching this today, happy Mother's Day. If you're a mother figure, etc., happy Mother's Day. I've wanted to really record the boys' progress a year on, but I just haven't got around to it. And I got like one of their memories pop up in my phone. I've got an iPhone, so I got like a memory pop up, and it showed me like the video of when I was teaching the kids like the alphabet a year ago. And literally Joel at the time, and Jamel actually, could only say about 5 letters of the alphabet, and they couldn't even pronounce the letters properly. And it just goes to show how much progress that they've made in like a whole year. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to just update you guys on their progress, on what they've been doing like within this whole year, how I've been helping them with their speech, etc. So if you want to know how I've been helping them learn how to basically talk for the past year, then yeah, carry on watching. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. So I'll start with Jamel. Jamel has made so much progress this year. He has like started speaking in sentences. Like he went from literally learning his alphabet to like learning words, single words, to putting words together. And he's literally, I can have a conversation with him now. I can have a conversation with both of them, to be fair, but I can have like a conversation with him, and he's made so much progress. I'm so proud of him. So after he got his diagnosis, we had to do like a blood test for him, and that blood test, I think most people who have like get a diagnosis for their child or whatever for autism, they have to do like a blood test. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically just to rule out that there's no other like abnormalities wrong with them. So we did that for him, and thankfully there was no issues or anything there. The blood test was fine. Yeah, so with this educational healthcare plan, basically it's put in place by the government for children who have additional needs. I think it should be, yeah, for every child that has additional needs. And it's basically like a plan that the teachers and staff will follow to help like your child progress. So obviously one of the main things that was on there was for his speech. So when that plan was put into place, obviously he has to have speech therapy and stuff. To be fair, this year, he's in year 1 now, and he hasn't had any speech therapy at all. But I've just tried to do things with him at home and stuff. To be fair, you have to really push them and stuff, because if you don't, then they will literally just slack with it. But without him having any speech therapy, he's literally made so much progress. He's like learning teachers' names now. He's learning like his friends' names and stuff. Like if he sees his friend when we're on our way to his school, he'll say, "That's my friend," etc. So yeah, he's making such huge progress. And it's crazy because literally it's only been a year. It feels like it's been so much longer, but it's been only a year. And I remember like when he first started learning to talk, I just thought that like he'd probably just, because there was a point when he would just say the same letters or like words that he had learned over and over again, and like I would praise him so much every time he would just say that word, and I didn't think he'd say any much, like he would say any more things. But like he's gone from that to basically now speaking in sentences. And I know I keep repeating myself, but literally it's because I still find it so hard to believe like the things he comes out and says to me. Like I remember like a few days ago he said, "Mummy, you have a big belly," or something like that, and I was just like, "Jamel, that is rude." And he was like, "Oh, sorry." And he's like literally so sweet. He's developed like his own little personality. And like I'm really just enjoying this. I'm like enjoying like him learning like more things about himself, like learning how to speak properly and stuff. Like his pronunciation has improved like so much. Basically at the moment we've obviously moved home, so his current school is still in my mum's area. So I've finally got him a place for a school closer to our home. So I'm gonna have an appointment with the new school and stuff and like show him around that. But I've kind of been speaking to him about it all the time anyway, and saying to him like, soon you're going to be moving schools, and like his understanding has always been really good. It's literally just been the speech that's kind of held him back. But like I'm just really excited to be able to do like other things with them, like maths and stuff, and like other little things, do you know what I mean, like teach them how to like read, etc. So like, yeah, I'm really excited, because obviously the more that they like improve with their speech, like the more that they'll be able to learn. Yeah, and he's really starting to like ask questions and stuff every time that we're out. He'll ask me like, mummy, what's this? Mummy, what's that? Yeah, like even sometimes when they're like chat boxes and stuff, I try not to get like annoyed and stuff like that, because I just think this is what I wanted for so long. I just want them to continue and obviously just develop and get better. Moving on to Joel. Joel, oh my gosh, he is like literally like a parrot. He talks so much. His speech is probably a bit more up there in terms of like, if I was to compare him and Jamal. Jamal is just as good as well, but he can be a bit quiet. He doesn't talk all the time. But Joel, he's literally speaking all the time. Have to watch what I say in front of him, because he literally repeats what I say. It's improved so much, because I remember obviously because of Jamal being speech delayed, I felt like he kind of copied that as well, and he has a speech delay. And his school obviously, like they pointed it out to me and stuff, and they was like, look, obviously I think he would benefit from speech therapy as well. So he's on the waiting list to get speech therapy, but literally he hasn't even had any speech therapy. We only had the initial appointment, the first appointment, where like they introduce themselves to you and tell you what the plan is going to be. And that was like, I think the beginning of the year, or it might have been late last year. I think it was late last year. And since then I haven't literally heard a peep from them. Obviously I understand there's like waiting lists and stuff, COVID and all of that, but at the end of the day, he hasn't had anything. He's literally only just learned from like, and that's another thing as well, because there's so much like controversy over like iPads and stuff, and not letting children watch TV or have iPads. But I think when it comes to a certain type of child, and especially children with additional needs, it really does benefit them so much, because I can honestly say that a lot of the words and the things that they've said, like some of the stuff has been learnt from them, what they've watched on their iPads. And the thing about me, I'm very careful like what I let them watch. Obviously they do watch the odd like Peppa Pig and them kind of cartoons and stuff, but I make sure that if they are playing any games and stuff, it's always educational on their iPads. So they have learnt so much, like obviously through playing on their iPads and stuff, watching like nursery rhymes on like YouTube and stuff. Like Joel is always, and Jamal actually, both of them are always singing all the time. And like Joel, I'm so happy he's made a huge improvement, because his nursery was worried that his speech was not like obviously the other children his age, but he's made such an huge improvement. And obviously even them, they've been shocked and said that like he's like literally, he knows like everyone's names, all like my siblings, he knows all their names, his teachers' names, etc. Like literally, I would say him and Jamal, like it's like they've both just made this huge improvement together. And I guess because they're seeing each other speak and they're seeing each other make like progress and stuff, it kind of encourages the other one to basically like improve as well. And sometimes like, I'll literally sit in my front room and I can hear them in their bedroom having like little conversations, and it's so cute, like literally hearing them go back and forth. Most of the time they're probably arguing but it's still like just cute to hear like that they can have a conversation with each other. And anyone that has a speech delayed child will understand like how, like what it means to obviously hear your child speak and like have a conversation, because that's not something I thought I would hear for a long time. So for them to make this progress within 1 year, I just think it's so amazing. So, in terms of now, Joel is obviously going to be 4 in May, so he's going to start big school in September. So I've made like primary school applications and stuff. I've had to keep changing it, obviously based on Jamal obviously being moved and getting him a placement. So now that I finally know what school Jamal is going to be going to, I'm going to change his application so that he can go to the same school as Jamal in September. And I know that they're going to be so excited to be going to the same school, because literally every time I do the school drop-offs, they're so upset that like I'm not dropping them to the same school. Basically the plan is now as well for Joel to have an educational healthcare plan, just for something to be put in place in terms of his speech, just so that I know that when it comes to him starting school, he won't be treated like every other child. He will have that extra bit of help. just so that he's on the right track and stuff, and obviously the teachers will understand that he's a bit behind based on his like speech delay. I'm just like, I just really wanted to make this video because I really wanted to like for it to encourage others as well, because I know that there's so many parents that, or like people that have reached out to me about like their nephews or nieces or like their own child and stuff, and them like thinking that they might have like autism or stuff, or like they have a speech delay and saying that, oh, my child didn't speak. And the thing is, I watched a TikTok the other day, like, because I follow a lot of I watch a lot of people on TikTok that have like autistic children, and it's crazy because like I saw that one lady, she said that her child didn't start speaking until 6.5, and Jamel is literally 6.5, obviously, and it's crazy to think that like a lot of people obviously put these milestones on young children, and if your child doesn't achieve this milestone, like they put pressure on them or pressure on you and say, oh, like, why is your child not talking, why is your child not doing this? And straight away it's always a label. Obviously I'm not disputing that Jamel has additional needs and stuff like that, but even with Joel, I find that like certain professionals have been so quick to try and like basically compare him to his brother and say, oh, like try and question certain things. Like I feel like children are all different and they all develop differently in their own time, etc. And there isn't always like an issue, like there's not always a additional need, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm really happy that obviously they're starting to make progress and stuff, because it kind of like proves certain people wrong, even though they'll never admit that they're wrong, but it proves them wrong when they try to make like assumptions about your child based on how they're progressing. For now, the plan is just to obviously continue to support them. Like I read to them, I obviously like sing nursery rhymes with them every day. I always like, when they say words, I repeat the words properly, like in the right pronunciation all the time, just so that they know the right word. Like even now, Joel calls Jamel jail, like jail, gel, and so he doesn't say Jamel, but I always correct him and say Jamel, and I know that it's because he's still learning how to speak. So when he eventually, he will obviously say his name properly, and then Jamel calls Joel Joe because he hears us calling him Jojo, so he calls him Joe. But that's a huge improvement, because up until like I think only 2 months ago, he only called him baby. He refused to call him anything else. He knew that his name was Joel, but he refused to call him that. He used to always call him baby. So it's actually crazy to think that, like, because I haven't heard him say that in such a long time. But yeah, so it just goes to show that the more, and I always just correct him and say, no, he, like, at the time he was a baby. He is a baby, but his name is not baby. His name is Jojo. And now he calls him Joe. So like, it's just about baby steps. Like he will get there. I know soon he'll obviously call him either Joel or Jojo, like how we all call him Jojo. So yeah, like this is just to encourage like any like parents, like carers, anyone that has children with additional needs, a speech delay, that they will get there. Obviously I know that some children, they may never speak, and some children, they may go through like a long period of time, like years, before they even say their first words. But all progress is good progress at the end of the day, and it just takes time. You have to be patient. It's hard because obviously at times I used to be so upset when I used to hear like other people's children speaking and stuff, and I used to think, when are my children going to speak like that as well? But I'm so happy that now they're starting to speak, and when I'm taking them to like around family friends and stuff, they don't even know that like they even currently have a speech delay, or they ever did, because they're meeting them now as they're speaking, and they're just thinking that they're just like any other child. Like I really just wanted to make this video for Mother's Day, like because I'm so proud to be their mums. Like obviously it's very hard to be a mum, comes a lot of trials and tribulations and stuff. Like I never thought that I'd be in this position with them in terms of like their progress. Like you just never know what kind of child you're gonna get. But I'm so proud of them and the progress that they've made. And like us mums, we're strong, man, honestly. Like we go through a lot, but we just get on with it. So happy Mother's Day to me, because I am a boss mum and I do the damn thing. I look after my children well, and they're making me proud, and that's all that there is to it at the end of the day. We just want to make, it's not about the expensive clothing and stuff like that. In the end, we just want to be proud of our kids, and we want them to be proud of us. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Share this with your friends, your family, etc. Follow me on all my socials, at Rebeccaiku, and subscribe. Keep watching, and let me know if there's any other videos that you want me to do similar to this. If you want me to let you know about anything else that I've done to help the boys with their speech, etc., just message me. I'll always reply. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.